Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Maria. I'm Maria and today I've got an immunity boosting yoga practice for you. If you're starting to feel sick or you're just trying to stay as healthy as you possibly can during the sick season, this one's for you. You need 2 blocks or a blanket can also substitute for that. So gather your things, make sure you're subscribed to this channel, and let's get started. All right, yogis. Thanks for joining today. This is important work to keep yourself healthy, to keep your immune system in tip-top shape. So we're going to start out on our backs. Yay. So if you have 2 blocks, I'll show you how to set this up in a moment. This is called lung bench. It's a little bit more of a yin posture, but it's just going to help us gently open up the front part of the body. If you don't have 2 blocks and you want to use a blanket for this, try to make a shape kind of like this. I took a pretty standard sized blanket and folded it up to make like a long piece like this, and then just folded it in half. And then you can just lay that on your mat, and then you'll bring your back to face it and just ease yourself down, and you'll take your shoulder blades to the blanket, and then you'll let the head tip back, and then the crown of the head will come to rest. Keep the feet on the mat for this one. And then the arms can come straight to the sides, or you can take the goalpost or cactus type shape above. Cool. So if you have the blanket set up like that, and then I'll show you the more traditional way to set up lung bench. So you'll take 2 blocks on the second height, and you'll set one up in front of the other on the widest setting. It'll kind of look like an equal sign. And then same thing here, you'll come to lean back and place the first block right at the shoulder blades. So make sure might be a little bit higher than you think, but it should be right on the bones of the shoulder blades. When you have it in the right spot, you'll know. And then you'll let the head come to the second block. And then once again, we're going to keep the knees bent here. The arms again can reach out to either side. It might be a lot to take them up and overhead. And if they're not, we want the hands and the arms supported. So for most of us, it's probably going to be just taking the arms out to the side. Yeah, and then just keep the feet grounded on the mat. You can let the eyes close here. Begin to tune into the breath. And this is just really nice, especially if you have any sort of respiratory symptoms like congestion or a cough. That is if you already are sick. If not, this is a nice posture to just bring a little bit of energy into the body, into this torso area where many of our vital organs sit. So just imagine an expansiveness happening in the chest, in the lungs, even in the heart. This should feel also restorative enough that you can stay here for a little while. So as you're setting up, make sure you're getting the blocks in a place that feels supportive, and so that this can be a little bit restful. And then as time kind of ticks on, you might even notice a little bit of opening in the front of the shoulders. You might start to notice the collarbones moving and just spreading, really. And you might notice a little bit more openness in the rib cage. This is really nice. Then let the knees fall over to the left side. And be careful here. Use the hands to support yourself. and just roll onto the whole left side of the body. You can leave the blocks where they are. And then you'll press into the hands to lift yourself up to sit. The blocks can come off the mat to the sides. Good, and then we're just gonna find a little Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet come to touch. And then just take the hands back behind you and use the hands and the arms to sit yourself up tall. You might even press into the hands and lift the hips up just slightly so that the spine can find a little bit of traction, or there can be some space between each of the vertebrae. Good, and then set the hips back down. And then you're just gonna fold your left leg over towards your right. The knees are not gonna stack one on top of the other. Look to see that your left ankle is just resting right in the arch of your right foot. And then your left hand comes over, possibly to the right knee, maybe even past the right knee, and the right hand comes back behind you. And then you'll just kind of bend into the elbows so you can find a nice twist here. It doesn't have to be the deepest twist of your life by any chance, but try to find a little broadness across the upper back, and the gaze can follow the twist, but try to resist the maybe even a temptation to create tension in the neck. So you can take the gaze along for this twist as long as the neck stays soft and supple. Good, and then come back to center, come back to your Baddha Konasana where the sole of the feet touch, and then fold the right leg over towards the left. Again, the right ankle is going to just sit right in the arch of the left foot. Right hand comes to the left knee, or it can come past. Left hand comes back behind you. Take a little twist. Again, elbows go wide. Feel the twist happening all the way from the legs. And then again, the gaze can follow. Keep the neck soft. Keep the gaze soft. Keep the jaw soft. All muscles of the face stay relaxed. Good, and then come back to center. Find your Baddha Konasana, and then extend the legs long for Dandasana. Hands come to press into the mat next to the hips. And then you'll pull the knees towards the chest, cross the right ankle over the left, roll over the knees, and find hands and knees. You'll stack shoulders over wrist, hips stack over the knees. And then breathe in, let the belly drop down, chest reaches forward, look forward. Breathe out, round the spine, let the head fall heavy. Breathe in, belly drops, chest reaches forward, look up. Breathe out, round the spine. Breathe in, cow pose. Breathe out, round, let the head fall for cat. So nice, come back to neutral. And then walk the hands forward, about 1 to 2 handprints, tuck the toes, and find downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet here for a moment. Just let the backs of the legs open up a little bit. And then you might peek under one armpit and the other. Find a little bit more lengthening in the sides of the body. Good. And then lift the heels and bend the knees and just walk forward towards the front of the mat. Good. When you get to the top, take a half lift. Hands come to the shins. And then take the hands to the waist. Use the thumbs to press the flesh down and heavy the tailbone to stand all the way up. Good. And then heel toe the feet together. Take the hands by the sides and then gather the hands in front of the chest or the sternum. Let the eyes close. Stand up tall for a moment here. And just tune into the breath. The main part of this practice is going to be sun salutations because of their effectiveness to pump our lymph system. And the lymph system is mostly responsible for keeping our immune system healthy, although the lymph system doesn't have its own pump. And most of the lymph nodes are at our joints, like in the eye of the elbow, the backs of the knees, the front of the hips, right at the, like underneath the jaw. So the the forward and backward bend of sun salutations acts as precisely a pump for the lymph system. So this is really, really great to do when you want to stay healthy or that moment when you think you might be starting to get sick. So let the eyes flutter open and we'll get started. Hands come by the sides. Breathe in, arms reach up and overhead, look up. Breathe out, fold over the legs. Hands to the mat, yeah, and then breathe in, look forward and step your left foot back. You're in a low lunge. Breathe out, right foot steps back, downward facing dog. And then breathe in, roll yourself forward to a plank pose. Look forward and exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Try to bend the elbows straight back behind you. At the bottom, untuck the toes, lift the head and the chest for cobra. Just a little baby half cobra. Elbows pull back. Breathe out, bring the forehead to the mat, tuck the toes, and come back to downward facing dog. Good, we'll keep this moving here. Breathe in, right leg lifts up and back. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands for a low lunge. Inhale, left foot steps forward next to right. Take that half lift, hands come to the shins. Exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe and stand all the way up, arms reach up and overhead. Take them to the side and up. Look up and see the hands touch. And then exhale, pull the hands through your center, pause in front of the sternum, and then take the hands by the sides. Good, breathe in, arms reach up and look up. Exhale, hands to the side, swan dive down. Bend the knees on the way. Inhale, look forward and step your right foot back behind you, low lunge. Breathe out, left foot steps back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank pose. Exhale, lower to the belly. Untuck the toes, breathe in, lift your head and your chest. Breathe out, forehead to the mat, tuck the toes, bring it back to downward facing dog. You can come through bent knees. Watch a cycle of breath here, in and out. And then breathe in, left leg lifts up and back. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands, low lunge. Use the left hand to scoot the foot forward if you need. Breathe in, right foot steps forward next to the left. Take a half lift, hands to shins, look forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe in, stand all the way up. See the hands touch overhead. Exhale, pull the hands through the center, pause at the heart or heart center and take the hands by the sides. We're going to do another round, just continuing to move the body, continuing to create this pump for our lymph system. And so breathe in, reach the arms up. Breathe out, fold over the legs, move slow, bend the knees on the way down. Inhale, look forward and step your left foot back, low lunge. Breathe out, right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, roll for plank pose. Look forward. Breathe out, lower to your belly. Excuse me. Inhale, untuck the toes. Head and chest lift, little cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, right leg lifts. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Take a half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe in, stand all the way up. Take the arms to the side and up, look up. Exhale, pull the hands through the center and stand in Tadasana, hands by the sides. One more time on the last side. Breathe in, arms reach up. Breathe out, fold forward. Inhale, take a half lift, look forward and step your right foot back. Breathe out, left foot steps back, downward facing dog. Watch a cycle of breath in and out, really trying to match the movement with the breath. Breathe in, left leg lifts. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands. Inhale, right foot steps forward, take a half lift, look forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe in, stand up. Arms reach up and overhead, look up. Exhale, bring the hands through center and find Tadasana. Take a breath in. And watch the breath exhale. Breathe in, arms reach up. Breathe out, fold over the legs with bent knees, hands to the mat. And then look forward, take a half lift. Exhale, hands come back to the mat and just step. Keep the hips high. We're coming to downward facing dog. And then one more time, roll forward to plank pose, look forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes, breathe in, lift the head and the chest, maybe a little bit higher this time. Breathe out, forehead comes to the mat, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So nice, you guys. From here, bring the knees to the mat, and then you'll cross your left ankle over the right, sit the hips back, roll over the feet, and extend the legs long in front of you. From here, you're gonna hug the left knee into the chest. Good, and your right hand comes to the right, left arm reaches up, and then give the left knee a hug, and right hand comes back behind you. Take a little twist to the right. Twisting can it compresses the organs, the internal organs, especially in the torso. So then we constrict a little bit of energy or blood flow from those places. And then when we release, come back to center, new fresh blood can come into those organs. So it's a nice way to kind of, we call it like a yogi rinse in a way. So left foot comes forward, and then we'll hug the right knee into the chest. Left hand comes to the left. Make sure this left leg is active and engaged. Flex those toes, engage the leg, and then left hand comes to the side. Lift the right arm up, and then give the right knee a big hug and take the torso and the chest over towards the left. Left hand comes back behind you. Gaze can follow. Watch yourself breathe. Good, and then come back to center. And the right knee will extend long. From here, both feet come to the mat. Hands come back behind you, fingertips face forward. And then press into the feet and the hands. On your breath in, you'll lift the hips up. Once the hips are in line with the knees, you can let the head fall back. Again, watch the breath. Yeah, we'll just watch one more cycle of breath here in. On your breath out, you'll lower the hips back down to the mat. So nice. And you might scooch up a little bit on your mat. Hands catch behind the knees, and then you'll just roll yourself down onto your back here. Keep the soles of the feet on the mat. Arms come long by the sides, palms face down. We're gonna go for bridge pose. So make sure that the feet are hips width distance, so they're kind of in line with your seat. Toes are pointing straight forward, and then press your palms down into the mat, and on your next inhale, you'll press into the feet to lift the hips up. Think about slightly internally rotating your thigh bones so that you can have a little bit of softness in the groin, and then you'll interlace the hands underneath you and roll either shoulder under the back. Press down into the forearms and the interlacing of the hands. It's another great posture just to bring fresh energy, fresh blood into some of the areas that might hold tension or get a little bit stagnant. Watch your breath. One more cycle here. And then release your hands, gently untuck the shoulders, and slowly roll yourself back down onto your back. And then you'll heel toe the feet wide and let the knees knock in on one another. Constructive rest. Both hands can come to the belly, or you can take one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Let the eyes close here. And once again, just tune into your breath. And I'll share a little mantra that I've been actually saying to myself lately. And so I'll offer it to you. If it doesn't resonate, you don't have to use it. One of my teachers says, a spoken mantra is powerful. A whispered mantra is even more powerful, but the most powerful mantra is one spoken in silence to the self. And so just say this to yourself as I share it out loud. I am safe. I am healthy. I am at ease. I am safe. I am healthy. I am at ease. Again, I am safe. I am healthy. I am at ease. So continue to use this mantra if it resonates with you. Use it when you can't sleep or when you're feeling maybe worried or fearful about getting sick. We've all been there before. Try to keep yourself and your nervous system calm and soft, as stress is always an instigator for, and stress and lack of sleep definitely wreak havoc on the immune system. So as much as we can keep ourselves kind of centered and grounded mentally and physically, we'll do ourselves a favor, especially in a season of sickness. And then you can let the focus fade or let this mantra go. From here, speaking of rest, I recommend extending the legs long and taking the hands by the sides with the palms facing up and spending at least 5 minutes in a Shavasana. I will leave you with this. Stay in Shavasana as long as you need. Thank you so much for joining today for immunity boosting yoga. Namaste, yogis, and be well. We talked a little bit about the immune boosting benefits of doing sun salutations. And so if you'd like to learn a little bit more about how to do these and learn some alternate variations so that you can practice these on your own, check out my Surya Namaskar video right here on YouTube. Give it a watch, and I'll see you there.